Hi, I'm Wells Hanley, and welcome to I Wrote This Song for You, a podcast where I share songs I wrote for people I know, or for people I don't know. The truth is, I'll write a song for anyone who evokes a feeling in me that I have no way of responding to other than to write a song for them. So let's meet today's guest and hear their song. I'm very excited to introduce my guest for today, my son Sasha. Sasha is a person who I've written songs for ever since he was born, and he's 12 years old now. I think it probably has something to do with growing up in a house with two professional musicians as parents, going to concerts, sitting in on rehearsals, going to recording studios. Sasha's probably part of a very small group of people who took the stage at Carnegie Hall while in utero. And so growing up surrounded by music, basically 24/7, he has come to the realization that his passion in life has to do with cars and engines and all things mechanical. So a brief shout out to YouTube star Mark Rober. If you're listening, please get in touch. Sasha would love to hear from you. Today we'll be discussing a handful of the many songs that I wrote for Sasha while he was growing up. But the focus of our talk today, if you can call it focused, I'm not sure how focused it is, but the main topic of our talk today is a song called Sleepy Time that I wrote for him when he was very, very small. So let's go ahead and meet Sasha.
Sleepy time is in your eyes. Sleepy time is in your eyes.
Today's song, Sleepy Time, is performed and sung by me, Wells Hanley. Some of the music you'll hear on today's episode was performed and sung by Sasha Hanley, too. This show runs entirely on contributions from listeners like you, so stay tuned to the end of the episode to learn how you can join in and help. Hey, Sasha.
Hi.
So how's your parents doing? How's your dad? I haven't talked to him in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. He's going insane.
He's going insane? Can you be more specific?
He's threatening to take my head off.
He tried to take your head off?
Yeah.
Wow. What kinds of implements does he use for that? That sounds terrifying.
His arms.
His arms?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, they must be sharp.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have exposed sharp bones on the edges of his arms?
Yes.
Let's try that one more time. Hey, son.
Hello.
I was thinking we might have a conversation about some of the songs I've written for you.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you remember Sleepy Time. Do you remember that one?
I only remember it from you singing it to me like a couple of years ago. I don't remember it from when I was small, though.
So when I played it for you 2 years ago, you didn't
It definitely rang a bell.
ring a bell, but
Yeah.
it wasn't fully familiar.
Not fully familiar. I knew that I'd heard it, though.
So I wrote that song when you were, I think, just a few months old.
Yeah.
I used to play to you a lot when you were really small. And I don't know if you remember this, but I would often hold you in my right hand and play the piano to you with my left hand.
I remember that, and I remember that even better than Sleepy Time.
You do?
Yes, I remember that completely.
Wow. That's got to be super early, because by the time you were like 1 or even less than 1, there's no way I could have done that. I don't think I would have had the arm strength to do that.
Yeah, I just remember the feeling of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And I came up with a couple of songs that way, actually. Boy Came Down from the Sky One Day. Do you remember that?
Don't remember that. Wait, yes, I remember that a tiny, tiny bit.
Yeah. Maybe I'll play that one for you. If you don't remember it, I could play it for you.
Okay, yeah, I do not remember it.
If I play on my keyboard here, can you hear it? Tell me here in a second. Can you hear that?
Very faintly, but yes,
How's this?
that's good.
Yeah, so I was holding you in my right hand. I was playing this with my left hand.
Yeah.
It goes like this.
boy came down from the sky today. He landed in my arms, now he's here to stay. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy day. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy day. A boy came down from the sky today. He landed in my arms, now he's here to stay. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy day. It's a happy, happy day. It's a happy day. Basically like that.
Wow.
You remember that?
A little bit now that you played it. Yeah. What other songs did you write any other ones?
I did. I wrote a song. Another one that I remember I wrote for you years later. I can hear that. Your phone's on vibrate.
That's James. Probably calling about my cast.
So yeah, you got your first cast on today. How's that feeling?
Good. A little. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it for reasons of I'm out of piano. Well, wait, I probably would have been out of piano anyway when the school year was starting because I wouldn't have time for any of
I don't
that.
think so.
Yeah.
No, I don't think you were going to get out of piano
Maybe
just because of
not.
school.
Yeah.
But you have 2 weeks off of piano because of that
Yeah,
cast.
2 weeks off of taekwondo.
Yeah. What are you going to do with all your free time?
I don't know. Except also, I kind of wish I got it on my right hand because I'd be out of piano, taekwondo, anything involving writing, including my schoolwork.
You want to tell our listeners why you're wearing a cast? What happened?
Well, I was in a hoverboard accident. And I got pretty scabbed up, except my left hand, they caught me and bent my wrist back a lot.
Can hardly even bear to hear that.
The other hand was much better because, well, the phone caught my right hand.
Yeah, the phone helped catch you. And as a matter of fact, because it used to be my old phone, I think that there are old voice memos that might only live on that phone that have song ideas on them. So I'm going to, at some point, try to get...
Oh, wow, yeah.
I hear Benji barking.
Yes, Benji is barking.
Um,
But yeah, it still works. The phone still works.
Does it? Did you try turning it on?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
even
the
know
phone
that.
works. But it needs a new screen. It also needs a new home button.
So yeah, as far as you can remember, you've only heard the song Sleepy Time a couple of times when I played it for you a while back, right?
Yeah.
And do you know why I wrote you a song about going to sleep?
No, probably because I couldn't go to sleep very easily.
Yeah, because, some parents have a really hard time feeding their kids. And some parents have a really hard time with their kids' behavior. You were so easy to feed. And your behavior was so good. Like crazy good. That actually when other parents would see us like at a restaurant and see how well behaved you were and how well you were eating, they would like give us dirty looks like, how dare you have a kid that behaves that well and can be fed that way. I mean, you would eat broccoli, you would eat fish. Basically, your babushka started feeding you adult food like right away.
Yes, that is very true.
And so you were used to it, right? And other kids were like, I want pizza, or like, I want chicken fingers, like would only eat like very specific things. You were like a kid you could take to a nice restaurant and you'd be like, oh, I think I'll have a caviar.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never had a caviar.
So
what is a caviar?
caviar is fish eggs. It's
Yeah, okay, I've never had
you didn't
that.
actually eat caviar when you were a kid, but you would have.
I probably would have. Yeah.
And you still eat a lot more things than a lot of kids. But the point I'm getting to is that the place where you were very difficult as a baby was sleeping. You had a hard time falling asleep, and then you would sleep for maybe, 2-3 hours, and then you'd be up again.
Yeah, I actually remember that, like, a lot. Like, waking up in the night and being like, Mom! And just screaming a
Yeah.
lot.
Do you remember what possessed you to want to do that?
I have no idea. I think I was sort of scared of the dark and scared of stuff in my room or something like that. Which is why I got that monster light and that.
Yeah, we tried ways to soothe you and to like make things better.
How did that song help me fall asleep in any way?
I'm not really sure, but I think maybe just I mean, people have sung their babies to sleep, for hundreds of years. There's something about singing that helps babies fall asleep. I think babies are used to being inside of their moms, and they can hear the rhythm of the mom's heartbeat. And so there is a relationship to a rhythm that continues, that just keeps going over and over again, and the feeling of being safe.
Yeah.
So I think that the strumming of a guitar, it has a rhythm to it that's constantly recurring. So it could be that was soothing to you in some way. And then I think also just hearing my voice and knowing as you're falling asleep that there's somebody there who's familiar to you, that's watching over you and keeping you safe. I'm imagining that might be part of what a baby experiences when they're feeling soothed by song. It reminds me of that three-headed dog. What's his name? Do you remember?
Fluffy.
Fluffy. In Harry Potter, he's called Fluffy, right?
Yep.
He has a different name in mythology.
Okay.
His name was Cerberus, and he was known as the dog who guarded the entry to Hades. And in that Harry Potter movie, he's guarding the door to a kind of an underworld where there are really difficult things, right?
Yes.
Remember, they have to go down through that door in order to pass all of these different tests.
Yeah.
And the only way to get past him was to play music for him, and that would put him to sleep. Remember?
Yes, I remember that. Okay, question.
Yeah.
What other songs did you write for me when I was small?
So another song that I wrote for you was called, I think it was called When the Hair Grows on My Face.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes. I remember that.
You remember that?
Yes.
And that was a song that sort of grew out of the time when you were maybe 4 or 3, and I would let you shave my face.
Yep, I like that.
I can't remember if you put the shaving cream on as well.
No, I did not. You did that yourself.
I would put the shaving cream on, and then you would shave. And I think that I did the chin and other more difficult areas.
Yes, you did. I just did cheeks. And sometimes when I got older, I did a little bit of the neck, just the sides. And then when it was the bump, you did that bump yourself.
Yeah, that part's tricky. That part's tricky.
Yeah, because it's easy to cut there, because it sticks out. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What was I gonna ask? Oh yeah, so that song, I think I might have it as a CD.
Yeah, I recorded it. I never released it, but I recorded it and gave it to you.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you literally gave it to me as a CD.
Yeah, and I can't really remember all of it, though I probably have the lyrics written down somewhere.
I know that it also said how I sometimes helped you take the trash out and stuff like that, like all the other things that I helped you with.
And cleaning out my car, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
Going through the car, vacuuming the car, stuff like that.
I used to be insane about that vacuum cleaner.
Oh my gosh, you...
When was that? When I was like 2 or 3?
You might have been 2, you might have been 3, but without exaggeration, when we got that new vacuum cleaner, you vacuumed for about 7 or 8 hours a day, and if we didn't make you stop, you would have done more.
I know.
You were an absolute vacuumaholic. You couldn't get enough of it.
I know.
I think you liked that it was loud and that you could see. I don't know what you liked about it. It had a motor, right?
It had a motor.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And look, it's not just, yes, I vacuumed a lot with the new one also because it was newer and I was older. I was able to vacuum even more then because I got a little stronger. Except even with the old vacuum that we had before that, I broke it.
You did?
The vacuum that we had before that, I broke.
Oh,
because I used it so much, like out 5 or 6 hours a day. I used that vacuum cleaner.
Yeah,
and
it was
it
a
just
cheap
eventually, yeah, it was a cheap one. Eventually, it just started smoking, and Mama said, "I liked it smoking. I liked it smoking." I was like, "Oh, finally, it's more realistic. It
one. Right.
smokes." And I was like, no, you can't do this. And it even had that smell that was like the best smell ever to me.
Yeah, the toxic smell that'll kill you if you smell it too much. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved that. Except then she only let me use it for another 2 days like that, and then it had to be gone. And then we bought a new one that I almost destroyed again.
I think you about ran that one into the ground too.
I mean, it's in the attic now. It's broken.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with it.
I think it's money well spent. I mean, I feel like that happens a lot. You get a kid all kinds of toys, and then, they want to play with the thing that's not a toy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you liked your toys, but there was no toy that you liked as much as a vacuum cleaner.
I know. Yeah.
I want to talk about Dinosaur Crocodile.
Okay.
Because that's not a song that I wrote for you, but that's a song that we wrote together.
Yeah.
How do you feel if I put a link to that video in the show notes?
No, that's great. That's great.
You were 4.
Yeah.
You had this idea of like, let's make a song about a dinosaur and a crocodile. And the drum beat, I think, was something I had shown you. And so you decided to play it.
That's true.
Do you remember that?
You showed me what to do, and then we recorded it.
We recorded it and we threw it on there. And you also played some keyboards.
Yeah.
I don't want to spoil it for the listener, but there is a plot twist in the story of the video. And after that plot twist, that's all you on keyboards.
Oh.
You remember what I'm talking about?
Yes. Yeah.
It involves a certain someone trying to flush a certain someone down a toilet.
I remember that, yeah.
And other things.
Yeah.
We had brainstorming sessions where I would write down a list. We would come up with all of the ways that a dinosaur and a crocodile could try to kill each other.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think I'm probably going to play a little bit of that track on here just so people can get an idea of it. But if you want the full effect, you really do have to see the video. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, I'll go ahead and play some of it here. Here's a little taste of Dinosaur Crocodile. And this is Sasha on drums and harmonica and most of the vocals.
Dinosaur Crocodile. Dinosaur eats the crocodile. The crocodile eats the dinosaur. Everybody's trying to eat each other. Now, does that make sense?
Oh, and remember when we posted the video, there was someone who made a comment complaining.
Yeah, I remember that. It was because they thought that you actually put me in the trunk.
Yeah.
I thought that you were insane.
The premise of the video is that the whole adventure between the dinosaur and the crocodile is like this dream that you have while you're sleeping in the trunk. So the opening of the video, it looks like I'm putting my 4-year-old kid in the trunk, and you have all these pillows. And remember, we put you in the trunk, and of course, we never closed the trunk with you in it. But this lady who commented said something like, what a horrible thing for you to travel with your kid in the trunk. Yeah, so if you do watch the video, it's not real. I don't actually drive with him in the trunk. And also the dinosaur and the crocodile, that's not real either. Those are
that's obvious. It would be weird if there was a dinosaur, for one, still around. But weirder, the crocodile would somehow be the same size.
Right, and that they would allow us to film them.
And that they would stand very much still.
Right, exactly. I grew up with my father constantly making up songs. At times like cooking meals and doing things around the house.
Your dad does that a lot, even now.
When you go over to his house, he does it still, right?
Especially at breakfast.
When he's making your breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I guess I sort of inherited that from my dad. Although he doesn't really actually write songs, but he's very creative. His songs are kind of nonsense, or are they?
They are, except some of the ones that you sing in the morning are also quite nonsense. Like,
You think that? I'm
Yes.
so offended. What's an example of a song that he sings? Are there recurring ones, or is it always something different?
Oh man, there was one that he sang a lot when we were doing yard stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was small. He probably stopped when I was 6.
He realized it was traumatizing you.
Yeah, probably. But that was I kind of miss him singing that one. It was something. He got a lot of his songs from, like, storybooks, picture books.
Right.
He'd sing a lot of I Do Not Like Green Eggs and Ham style songs when he was making ham and eggs in the morning.
Yeah. I got that too.
Yeah.
Did he ever, well, there's the song I'm an old man, old man.
Oh,
old
yeah,
man,
yeah, he still
doing
does that
old man
stuff.
thing.
Yeah. That's one of the ones that he sang when we were doing yard work, and he shouldn't. And he was, like, doing young man things as an old man.
Right.
As the song states.
Yeah. As the song states, exactly. Yeah, that song started probably when he was in his 40s, and he was joking about being an old man. Like I'm an old man doing old man things. Like, isn't that funny because I'm not old? But now he sort of is an old man.
Yeah. He doesn't act like it.
Doesn't seem like he's an old man, but he sort of is. I mean, he's in his 70s. And so now when he's doing something athletic, he says he's an old man doing young man things.
Yeah.
Does he sing about Crab Dab and Crobbity Jinks still?
He used to do that when I was smaller. I think that's one of the songs that I forgot about.
Yeah. I got that a lot too. So we are influenced definitely by your dieta.
Yeah.
And I make a lot of songs too. I do them when I'm making your breakfast mostly, right?
Yeah.
And I think part of that's because you know why it's in breakfast and not the rest of the day.
Why?
Because when I'm making your breakfast, your mom's asleep.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah. She'll probably make me edit that out, but I can't get away with those kinds of nonsense songs when she's up.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, she likes it when I write her a love song, but she's not interested in, I've got a little pet frog. His name's Turkey Trot Corn, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what do you say, Sash? Should we give it a listen?
All right, let's do it.
Great. Here's Sleepy Time.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Sleepy time is in your eyes. Sleepy time is in your eyes. Sleepy time is in your eyes, but you won't let go. No, you won't let go. La 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 la. Now the sun is nearly gone, and we've sung so many songs. It seems we've been awake so long. Now it's time to let go. 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 Sleepy time is in your eyes. Sleepy time is in your eyes. Sleepy time is in your eyes, but you won't let go. No, you won't let go. You won't let go. You won't let go. No, you won't let go.
I remember that.
Well, you used to, when I would do that, you would be like, Papa, Papa, and you get so excited. You would love it when I'd sing that song.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we don't need your reaction to the song, right? Were you going to be like, oh my gosh, Dad, this is incredible. You must love me so much. And I'll say, I do love you, son. I love you so much.
Yeah. You should keep this part. You should put this part in at the very end of it.
Oh, that part?
Yeah.
I thought of one other thing I want to ask you, though.
Yeah.
You're in 6th grade. What do you think your friends would think if they knew that you were being interviewed on this podcast about a song that your dad wrote for you? Like, is that cool or is that super lame?
That is medium.
Excellent. Thanks for listening to I Wrote This Song for You. I'm creating this podcast because I really enjoy doing it, and you can't stop me. Actually, you can stop me by not contributing. If you've enjoyed what you've heard, if you like the fact that this podcast exists, please consider going into the show notes and clicking the link, Be a Patron. That'll redirect you to Patreon, which is a secure site where you can sign up with your credit card to help support this podcast. That money goes directly to paying singers and musicians, as well as paying all kinds of technical costs that you probably would never even think of. I know most people don't even listen to this part, so if you're hearing this, it's possible that you're interested enough to consider contributing. When you sign up on Patreon, you get special rewards, like the one I'm about to give you right now. Ha! I bet you weren't expecting this. Don't you love a surprise? This is the Beep Beep game. When Sasha was 2 months old, I was holding him in my right hand and improvising a song with my left hand. I didn't know my wife was recording, but she captured the whole thing. It goes like this.
It's the beep beep game that you play with your dad. It's the funnest little game that you ever had. It's the beep beep game that you play with your dad. It's the funnest little thing that you ever had. It's the beep beep game that you play with your dad. It's the funnest little game that you ever had. It's the beep beep game that you play with your dad. It's the funnest little thing that you ever had. It's the beep beep game and you play it so good. We wanna go and tell the whole neighborhood. It's the beep beep game and you play it so nice. You wanna play it once, you wanna play it twice. It's the beep beep game that you play with your dad. It's the funnest little thing that you ever had. It's the beep beep game and you love it so much. We wanna say hi to the people who ride their horses drawn behind the carriages and block all the traffic. But they make really good bread because they use all natural ingredients, the Pennsylvania Dutch. It's the beep beep game, yeah. It's the beep beep game, yeah. The beep beep game.
The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of I Wrote This Song for You, its parent company, affiliates, and cohorts, such as Dinosaur Crocodile and its affiliates, parents, grandparents, and cousins, but not necessarily great uncles and aunts. In our opinion, all ants are great because they can carry so many multiples of their own body weight great distances, and because they cooperate so nicely with other members of their colonies, their parent companies, and the affiliates of their parent companies and grandparent companies. This should not be taken as medical advice and is for informational and entertainment purposes only. And because each person is unique, please consult your healthcare professional for any medical questions. This is all I have to say concerning the episode featuring my father's son. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.